Thank you, Kevin. Joining us in our studio tonight is our former Shelby County Sheriff's Captain Bennie Cobb. He's also a former SWAT team commander who now runs his own security firm. Thanks so much, Mr. Cobb, for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I first want to ask you about the DOJ's findings as far as it relates to police training in the 73-page report. Now, what areas do you think that MPD needs to change and make a top priority?
Accountability. The training is adequate. The policies are adequate. It's the enforcement of the training and the policy that's a problem.
And what would they need to do to make sure that happens?
Well, so you have to have this interaction from top management all the way down to the lowest patrolman. You have to be held accountable for your actions, and that goes with accountability. It goes from accountability, enforcing the policy, and make sure that those who violate the policy are held accountable. It should be certain, strict, and severe for those that violate it.
So when Chief Davis says, hey, we have changed 700 different policies since the Tyree incident, are you aware of what some of those changes are, and are they enough?
Well, policy is no good without enforcement. You can have all the policies, all the rules and regulations on paper, but without the adequate enforcement and holding people accountable for those violations, those actions, you're not going to have any real effect.
Now, with the DOJ's report here, and let's say when we talk about enforcement, are they going to be keeping a hand if they do agree to something later on, the consent decree? Would they also be responsible for some of that enforcement?
Absolutely. So, from what my understanding, what the DOJ would do is lay out a blueprint, create a foundation, and assist the Memphis Police Department or the law enforcement entity in enforcing those and carrying out those policies and procedures.
Real quick, your reaction to some of those other findings about black people being disproportionately affected in arrests, and then also how we're treating people with behavioral issues in this city.
Well, as a career law enforcement officer who's now retired, you have a tendency to not want to believe that. As a African-American male and somebody who grew up in inner city and who has contact with people who have had contact and encounters with law enforcement, the first thing that most people told me today that I talked with is, we knew it and we told you so. So the complaints have been there. The DOJ's finding is a situation where people tend to believe that there's somebody that has their back right now.
And the report seems to echo exactly what you're saying, that this has been a long time coming. All right, thank you, Bennie Cobb, so much with Eagle Security Services. We appreciate you being with us tonight.
Sure thing.
All right, ABC 24 was the first to bring you this story on our ABC 24 News app. It is free to download right now inside your App Store or Google Play, or you can just text the word app to 901-321-7520 to get a link to download it.